it's really hard to read German girls, like what they want.
So he didn't know what I wanted and if I was interested or not.
Hey Zesties, I hope you had a great Valentine weekend. And to top it all off, our power couple from last week's episode is coming back this week for our Valentine special episode. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, I highly recommend you do. So here's a continuation of our chat from last week. Our listeners and myself would like to know how you guys met.
Oh, it's really, really like traditional. We met on Tinder.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah, it's really a funny story. I don't know if we have the time for it.
Yeah, we have the time. Like I leave it up to you guys.
Yeah, so we met on Tinder and then we were writing each other for a while. Both of us were traveling a lot during those times. And then after, I think that was 2017, 3 years ago, 2017, and then we got matched like June, I think. And we were writing and we wanted to meet each other, but we were postponing it because both of us were busy. She was somewhere else, and I was also traveling a lot. And then I think our first date was in August in a shisha bar, in a shisha place.
Oh,
She
Shisha.
wanted to invite me. Yes, there's a lot of shisha bars here in Germany. Yes, and it was near a sushi restaurant. So I met this girl, and then I saw her. It's like wow, like she's so cute. She's so
Oh yeah, yeah. She's so
no,
cute.
because she's like not that tall, but so cute.
Yeah, and Christian, you're very tall for a Filipino. Anyway.
Yeah, I was talking in German, and then also we were like writing to each other in German. But then on the date, we're like mixing it with English and German, and it was really funny because we had a lot of interesting topics. And she asked me where my accent come from. I was like, yeah, I still. So I just started the language, like, I'm not born here.
Yeah, he always wrote in German to me, but really short sentences. So I thought he wasn't that talkative or maybe interested in me. But turned out he just wanted to write correct grammar. That's why he was
Yeah.
really so.
No.
But his German was so good that I thought he was like some mixed race guy that grew up in Germany.
Wow.
And yeah. But then I heard his accent, so I was like, "Where's
My
he from?"
Filipino accent.
So you got a match, right?
Yeah.
So what did you find in his profile that like, oh, I like this guy?
I don't know. I just randomly matched at first, kind of. I thought he was attractive. I mean, Tinder's a lot. You think like, oh, they're kind of attractive, so I'm gonna match them.
Yeah, and kind of attractive.
But yeah, then he was really interesting on our first date. But we switched to English because we got really nervous, I guess.
I got nervous.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, yeah, we had a lot of topics. Like we have both like Marvel, and then we both like Tim Burton movies, and yeah, we had a lot to talk about. And the next day, no, she just told me that the next day, like she also had a couple of dates
The next 2 days.
the next 2 days,
Oh.
and I did not write her because it was part of the game. She wrote me instead.
Oh.
So, like she doesn't know if the date was boring for me or I was just shy. Also, I told her like I still have the WhatsApp messages by the way,
Oh, that's so sweet.
and then I just told her no. I was just uncertain because I was not able to read her mind. Like I didn't know if she was really into me.
Because of the
Mhm.
German attitude.
Except for German attitude, and then no, it's like it's really hard to read German girls, like what they want.
Because
Oh.
we don't show many emotions or interest. So you kind of have to read a lot into it or just ask directly, because we won't show it in the beginning.
Ah, so that's how Germans are.
Yeah.
So he didn't know what I wanted and if I was interested or not. But luckily, I wrote him.
And then after that, Christian, so when she texted or messaged you, so did you felt a bit confident that she kind of like you?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, she's really into me. We're like, okay. No, no, not feeling like I was like, yeah, like I felt glad and like okay because I was really interested as well.
Mm.
So and then we organized another date, and then that's it. Like dates after dates, and then we were official in October. Like that was a couple of weeks. So we were also busy afterwards. Next date took a few days or weeks as well. But after we became official October 3rd, and that is that. By the way, the German
Yeah, when the border was open between
like
the
unity,
GDR.
like German unity. Like in German, it's called the Deutsche Einheit. Einheit means unity.
When all the, not the day when the wall fell down between East and West Germany, but when like they made an official contract for the unity.
For the unity of West and East
And,
Germany.
yeah.
And then that was also our unity officially.
So everyone is celebrating with you.
Yeah, I know we can never forget. Like, oh, yeah, it's also us. I don't know. I did not really know it was on that day, and so it was like, okay, I
Mm.
don't. Are we gonna make it official or not? Then yeah.
Yeah.
So we made it
Asking on
official.
WhatsApp.
So with those 3, 4 dates, did Christian courted you in a Filipino way, do you think? Or how was it?
No, I got no harana. Or what's it? Language, right?
Oh.
No, because I don't know. I think it was different. Me, I'm also I'm not really traditional like the Filipino
Mm.
traditional. I show it in a different way.
We both told each other the 2 months that we didn't want to have a serious relationship. We're not kind of into that.
Yeah, the plan was actually that we're not really into we're not into a relationship or something, but it just kind of fell into place.
We tried to keep it cool and casual and
And
Berlin
then,
style.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
kind of fell for each other, and then
Oh.
yeah,
it happened.
we
Yeah,
went with the flow. And then it was our first serious relationship on both
yeah,
sides.
on both sides.
Lovely love story. And it's very interesting that initially you didn't want to be like in a serious relationship and it kind of fell into place.
Yeah, I think it's because of our personality. Because me, I don't really want someone who is really clingy. And when I feel like someone's really want my time all the time or really want something from me, no, I don't really like that. I also want like to stay as a person. And then she's like that. So we have the same ideals as like we are in a relationship, but we are individuals as well. And then we don't hinder each other's dreams. She can do whatever she wants. I can do whatever we want. Like there is trust in a relationship, and I think that is one of the most important things. So that's what keep us holding. Like if she goes somewhere, if I go somewhere, like okay, you can do that or something.
That's very interesting, Christian, and I'm glad that you've mentioned that here because that would also help our listeners, especially perhaps the younger generation, to think about their individuality and the trust that they need to put on in their relationship. And I guess it comes with time. I mean, like, you guys matured, you know what you want and what you want in a relationship. You visited, Josephine, you visited Philippines how many times already?
Just one time. We wanted to go
Oh.
last year, but we couldn't due to COVID. So we canceled our trip, and we're hoping we're gonna go
This year, yeah, hopefully.
But we
this
went
year.
in 2018. The first time I met his family too, and he met mine like when we were dating for like officially dating for 2 weeks, I think. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we
really?
were official on October 3rd, And she has
Yeah.
a birthday on 11th of October. And on that day, I met her parents. I was like, is it that too fast? It's like, your parents already, your family already.
But you showed very Filipino politeness.
Yeah, I bought because she also has a younger sister. I should be more careful with a younger sister because they also have like 12 years gap, the same with me and my sister.
Oh.
And she got like Josephine sent me a voice message because sister was like, "No, I can't believe you have a boyfriend. You never had a boyfriend. No, you're just like kidding me," and something like that. She was really like upset in a way. And then I was like, oh my God, I have to prepare myself. And so when I went to met her family on her birthday, I bought like roses for her and for the two girls that's her mom and her younger sister. And then they were really nice. Her family is really nice.
You won their hearts. So Josephine, he got Poggy points at that time. Do you know Poggy points?
No.
Poggy is like guapo point.
Oh, guapo points.
Like Poggy point.
Yeah, it's like guapo points.
Yeah, we have a lot of guapo points.
You have different cultures. So how did you guys harmonize your cultural differences?
Yeah, there's not quite a few. There's a lot of cultural differences. But I don't know. But I'm not like, although I was raised and born in the Philippines, I think I'm not that traditional. I am more like open-minded because actually my parents, for example, my mom, she's quite really traditional. Like for example, she told me like if people who has a lot of tattoos, they are drug addicts or something. And
I have a lot.
Josephine has a lot of tattoos. I was like, but then I was like open-minded. I was like, okay, but you cannot prevent things you're brought up with, like the culture. It was quiet. We did not feel it like entirely where we were not living together at that time, so it was not that difficult. But the moment we started to live together, it was quite a challenge for us. But what helped us was like the open communication, like what is it for me, what is important, what is like essential for her. So I think that is the good thing that we express openly our opinions to each other. Like yeah.
For example, for Germans, recycling is super important. And he didn't recycle in the beginning the way I wanted him to recycle the trash. So sometimes we had clashes about that because I told him like, you put that in the wrong trash. That's supposed to go there. And Asians don't wear shoes in the house, and Germans usually don't as well. But like when we put on our shoes and we forget something, we just go back in our shoes. But now in our household, we have a line, and you do not cross that line with shoes on. And we adapted that, and then we did like partly, okay, we're gonna keep that from German culture, and we're gonna keep that from Filipino culture, and then
you just like if you want to, for example, like I travel a lot before I went to like if I came here. I always like saw like what are the taboos. I already read something about Germans. And then that includes like not greeting in advance, like on your birthday. Like you have to greet on the day of the birthday because if you greet in advance, that's like you are like wishing her like misfortune or something like that because it's not her day yet. So it's not. It's different. It's totally different from like in the Philippines we celebrate like 1 month birthday celebration, something like that. Like it's for us. It's not really impolite to like greet in advance or something, but here in Germany you should really be extra careful about that. So I think that's also an advantage if you know already like the background, like she's German. I was like, okay, I think these things are like taboos for her. So yeah,
I think the biggest clash we could have had would be about religion, because Filipinos are so Catholic and Germans are kind of laid back with religion. We can make a lot of jokes and fun about it. We're mostly just like we're Christians on the paper, but then it's all right. So we had some clashes about that.
We had a situation because when we were in the Philippines, I'm not really religious, but we were in Santo Niño, the church, and that she saw this glow in the dark crucifix. And she was like making fun of it, like, what? Like glow in the dark? Why are you insulting my religion? Like, why are you like No, yeah, I know this is not only a symbol, but it means something for us, like to us. Like for example, like I told her about this, like glow in the dark, because when someone like when it's dark, then they will see it, and there's like a sense of hope or something. Like I was like, I don't know, in my
Mm.
opinion, it was like the sense of hope. Like if you just, and she was not really understanding it. Like okay, and then it took me a while for her to explain, and like that she will be able to understand it. Yeah, I was like, if I were like someone who is really religious, I think I will be really insulted. Like, okay, what? It's just a no go. We're
I
not
just
dating.
kept
We're not
quiet.
dating anymore. It's,
It's quite hard. Yeah, it's quite hard.
I just kept quiet about religion after that because I don't know, Germans are really harsh towards that, and we're really critical, and we can make a lot of fun, even though we're Christians ourselves, but not everyone. Yeah, we don't take it that seriously. So I was just for me it was really funny. So I thought it's a topic I keep quiet about when I'm in the Philippines because I don't want to offend someone, but in here like yeah, we kind of more laid back. And my dad was Catholic as well, but he left the church because he had really bad experiences in German village back then in the 50s.
yeah,
With the
and
Catholic
also
church.
like the husband of her like he was Catholic, and then he left the church,
Yeah.
and then and they're thinking that I will leave church. I don't know. But they're also like Protestant, so it's quite actually
Mm,
almost for me the same. Like religion is it really depends on the
yeah,
person. Like it doesn't have to have like a title on it. For me, like it depends on what you believe in.
exactly.
Yeah,
Only my grandmother was shocked because before the first Christmas celebration we had together, because now he comes with me to my family to celebrate Christmas. And then my grandmother asked me on the phone, yeah, what's the Filipino religion? Like, what do they celebrate Christmas as well? And I was like, yeah, they're mostly Catholic. And she was like, oh, damn, I'm not a Catholic in the family.
another one.
Yeah.
You might leave the church anytime soon, Christian.
I don't really know. I don't have the feeling that it is necessary, but then it depends on the situation. But I don't have the feeling that I must do that. Like it's necessary to do that. So yeah,
And
Yeah.
in Germany, you have to pay church taxes.
I
So
pay a lot
that
of
part,
church
yeah.
taxes.
Oh, really? What do you mean like church taxes? Like if you donate to the church or
No, it's
something, or
different.
you
Like you have, it's like it's a must. If you have actually some people don't declare their religion, but if they find out that they're Catholic or something, then they have to pay for the missing years they were not paying. So I already declared my religion, and a matter of fact, like being a Roman Catholic, you have to pay a lot of taxes, like compared to other religions.
Oh.
It's more of like
Oh.
maintaining the church or something. They're not really dependent. Like they don't like it's not like the Philippines. Like they also have like donations or something, but they don't really they're not really dependent on it.
But they have a lot of social projects in Germany, like from kindergartens to schools to like social welfare, and that's how they finance it with the church taxes. So actually, it's quite useful to pay them. So I only stayed in the church because of the taxes and kind of the projects they go to, because I thought it's important to have those welfare.
Yeah. And oh, aside from the cultural difference, I have to mention like food. Josephine is vegan, by the way. She's vegan.
Yes. But are you vegan now as well?
No, I'm not vegan. I will never be vegan.
So how did you manage that in the household?
No, it's a different reason. Like Philippines were really like we really love like
Pork.
meat, like whether pork
Baboy,
and stuff,
baka,
baka,
manok.
yeah, chicken and stuff, and then rice, of course.
Mm.
You have many vegetarians and vegans in Germany.
And that was one of our main issues before because we moved in together. We had like I taught her about like budgeting and stuff. So we have to allot some money for like groceries
Mm.
and something, and then we figured out we had a lot of fights about it. because most of the time she buys vegan stuff. I was like, because she also cooks most of the time, like for the two of us. I was like, oh, I'm missing my meat. It's only a little bit of percentage of the money for meat allotted for meat. Okay, and it was really an issue for both of us. So we decided that each his own. Like she goes buys for herself, and I will buy for myself. But we can also invite each other. Like, okay, let's go. If you want to eat the food I'm making, then you can eat the food I'm making. But she can like I also cook vegan food for her. I also cook like Filipino food for her, like mongos, mung
Mm,
bean. Yeah, like I do it
yeah.
vegan version without meat in it. Like
Oh.
yeah, and other like Filipino foods. Yeah.
Yeah, you one time tried to veganize nilaga baka, but that was kind of odd. But I veganized like I did a vegan pancit and vegan caldereta.
Yeah.
Oh.
I give credit to Josephine because she's really hardworking to know our culture. I think that's also what's positive
Yeah, very endearing.
because she's really interested. Like she tries to study the language like Cebuano and then also Tagalog. And then she also listens. Her favorite, like, one of her favorite artists is
Karencita.
Karen Sita.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she was like, one time she was singing something like, "What is that? What are you singing?" Like, "Oh, it's a song from Karen Sita." Oh, because I was like, it's Tagalog and Cebuano or something. Because okay,
Oh,
something from
oh,
Karen Sita. Yeah.
that's very cute. So you know some Cebuano words now, Josephine?
Yeah, some, but I really struggle with the grammar because there's no course for it. So I learn languages quite easily, I think, and I like to learn different languages, but I really need a course and like a strict grammar
Yeah.
setup and a book to go with. But
Mm.
there's like no real instruction book on Cebuano.
Because Josephine, she's a polyglot as well. Like she knows she speaks like 6 different languages,
Oh my God,
including like
really?
including sign
Oh, wow.
languages.
What languages?
A bit of sign languages, and then for me, like it would be easier if we learned that in school, but we were not taught like beside like
Mm,
how we should
Yeah.
speak it like grammatically, like the structure. We don't really know how
yeah.
to combine. Like we just know it because our parents or like our communities spoke it one. But there are a lot of words that we don't know.
Exactly, exact. Our sentences now are quite Cebuano and English, right? Like we don't even
Yes, Cebuano, English, and Tagalog. It's a mix.
we usually just even substitute the words in English because we don't know the Cebuano term for it.
Yeah. That's something like to work on right now because she bought a book and I was like, no, we should say it differently. I think one other thing that should be considered, like the cultural differences, but also the language. The language is very important because how are you able to communicate? For me, like there are words, for example, in German, when it said this stuff, I did not know the depth of the meaning. Like I thought it was just like this and that, but I did not know that it was already insulting. So it's also part of the communication, like in a relationship with someone who is in different culture and different language. Also a thing like to consider. For me, it's really essential to know the language you speak between the two of you. So in our house, we speak in German because I also want to be more fluent in German. And then when
Because I can speak in Cebuano
Mm.
no, but other like we have also friends who are also pairs who are like one is German and one is Filipino, and they talk mostly in English. I also told her like to correct me, like she can correct me. I will not be insulted if she corrects me and the sentence was wrong or something. Yeah.
And it's great that both of you are very interested in each other's culture.
Yeah.
It really helps develop the relationship and, of course, your communication with each other.
No, I think it's not with every nationality that they're really respectful towards other cultures, and then you have a lot of clashes. I really like to watch 90 Day Fiance online, and he kind of makes fun of it because I'm so
Ah,
chismis.
no, just listen.
But I think there are a lot of cultural clashes that could be avoided just by the people like getting to know the other culture and being open towards it because they go into it super stubborn and they don't realize that people just have different ways of doing stuff, eating food, communicating, and then you have a lot of clashes and fights. But if you go into it and you're more open, and I think it helps that in Germany we have, especially in Berlin, we have so many cultures represented. So you're already used to it, that people are just different, and that you kind of have to mix and adapt together, and that you cannot have your own way all the time.
Yeah, I think that's also one thing that we live in Berlin is really multicultural. There's still a lot of Nazis and neo-Nazis.
But
Not in Berlin. It's like really multicultural, and I also am lucky because I met her, and then her family, they're really great. They're also really open-minded. I don't feel like I'm someone outside of the family when I'm with them. Like I feel I'm part of the group, I'm part of the family when I'm with them.
My mom just always said Warner book as well.
Yeah, I'm really lucky like to have met her. Like who would know, like it's just because of Tinder. I don't know, because some people like don't really believe in things like that. I also explained that to my colleague. She was German, like like I met my girlfriend there, and we're in a stable relationship.
You're one lucky lad, Christian, and it's very inspiring that you've met on Tinder and it's known for hookups, but you guys are one of the few people who are actually part of these success stories.
Yeah.
It's more before a hookup.
Yeah, it's mostly like that.
I had really bad date experiences on Tinder, so it kind of helps when you go into it super relaxed and you have zero expectations or minus zero expectations. And I think German guys, not to be insulting, but they don't put the ladder up very high, so.
And then actually, I think the Filipino side of me, my friends also tell me that I'm the more romantic in the relationship. Yeah, because I also prepare surprises for her. And
Germans are very practical and efficient.
Yeah, and she kind of likes that.
Yeah, I like that. Because we're not romantic at all, I think. Probably there are Germans that can be romantic, but in general, we don't put a lot of emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really more practical. So I really like that.
Yeah. And I think also our personality is like, from the fact I told from the very beginning, I was not able to read her because she was not really expressive, but I am the most expressive one in the relationship. And then her personality and my personality, like they influence each other, and like she can now express a lot and I can like hold back more. I think it's more a positive thing.
Yeah, both of you grow.
Yeah. What is also important in the relationship is like we compromise and we talk. When we have fight, we have some agreements. Like we should not sleep after a fight. We should like talk about it first before going to sleep, and then try to find a solution.
Excellent advice for our listeners out there to compromise and not sleep if you are still mad at each other. It's good that you are integrating both cultures into your household.
Yes, yeah.
You also see it in our decorations. Because we have a lot of Filipino decoration we bought on our trips.
Not only Filipino, but generally from different countries.
No, but the kutsarita.
Kutsarita.
Oh yeah. Like the big spoon and fork decorations in family houses. Yeah.
And speaking of spoon and fork, do you usually use spoon and fork at home, or now the knives and forks?
No, actually, depends on which food like you're eating. But usually, I use like the same, like the spoon and
I use now more spoon and fork.
Yeah, I use spoon and fork.
Oh, really? You've converted a little bit.
Yeah. She's not a believer.
The first time I was really like, where are the knives? When I was in the Philippines. When you went out to dinner in a restaurant and then you had a spoon and a fork, and I was like, why is there no knife? How am I supposed to eat? Because I eat soup with a spoon, but not my normal food. But I kind of got used to it. So now when we have dinner, I usually have a spoon and a fork.
How about you, Christian? Do you still eat in bare hands now?
Yes, especially when I want to feel like home, like I want to eat fish with newly cooked rice and then some soy sauce, like, oh, it feels like home.
Oh.
It's actually the small things that you miss. For other people, it's really simple. I miss this feeling. It's really homey.
Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Which like that because when I went to the Philippines or to London, there's also Jollibee, but in Germany there is. So I had to go to Jollibee every day and just wait for him to have his Jollibee breakfast or Jollibee lunch or Jollibee dinner.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh my god.
I accepted it.
That's also one thing. Oh, she's patient. Like, she's really patient with me.
Oh, so lucky.
Now we have a little Jollibee Funko Pop. I cannot eat there, sadly, except fries because they don't have vegan stuff. But I really like the figure, and I don't know, kind of the atmosphere, and because everyone was so obsessed with Jollibee, I kind of fell in love with it somehow. So his mom bought it. Bought a Jollibee Funko Pop with a barong.
Jollibee in a barong?
Yeah.
In the
it's
barong.
super cute.
Oh wow.
When I was in the Philippines, like last year, my mom bought us for us.
I was super excited about it. I kind of tried to recreate Jollibee recipes in the vegan version so I can somehow try it.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Jollibee spaghetti is like a very different kind of spaghetti that Westerners know.
Yeah, it's not really spaghetti. It's only Filipinos
Yeah.
that do that. Like, I think the
Yeah.
entire world is only Filipinos that will have to.
Banana ketchup.
So we've delved into the different facets of interracial relationships, including the fun facts with Christian and Josephine. And can you give our zesties the main points that they need to remember?
One thing is like we have like respect. We have to respect each other's boundaries. It's also better if you are able to like recognize yourself. Before I had a lot of like soul searching done because I promised to myself I will not be able to love anyone if I don't like know myself.
And before my tip is where I met his parents the first time, I learned the manpo or the bless. So the first time I met his parents, I blessed them and then they liked me. So I advise everyone that's in a relationship with a Philip to learn how to bless the parents.
What's important, like if it's there, like the feeling is there, like the love, and we're not only like lovers, just also my confidence. And then it's very important, like to hear each other say. It's really important, like communication, trust.
Thank you so much, Christian and Josephine, for your time today and for sharing your heart and pieces of advice to me and to our listeners. I've really enjoyed our chat, and of course, I know that our listeners have as well. I wish you guys the best of luck and congratulations. Thank you, Shin.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Bye. And for our zesties out there, if you have some stories to share or any feedback you'd like to give to us, please reach out via email or via social media accounts. I really appreciate all your listens and your shares in our social media, and I'll see you guys next time.